Hey everyone, welcome to Chess Mind today. We're learning world champion Gukesh Dommaraju plays white pieces against German Grandmaster Frederik Svane. Gukesh was eliminated from the World Cup after losing this game. Let's review this game. e4, e5. Knight f3 attacks the pawn. Knight c6 defends the pawn. Bishop c for bishop is looking for weakness at f7. Knight f6 attacks e for pawn. This is the Italian opening. Two knights defense. d3 defends e4 pawn. Bishop c5 targets the f2 weakness. Short castle. d6 defends e5 pawn. c3 defends d4 and b4 squares. a5 gives bishop squares to retreat. Rook e1 protects e4 pawn and prepare to push d3 pawn. Short castling. h3, h6. Both prevent the opponent's bishop from pinning via g4 or g5. Knight bd to develops knight. Bishop retreats b6 to prevent d4 to make a fork. a4 gives bishop squares to retreat. Bishop d7 develops bishop. b3 gives a square to develop bishop. Another line is to move knight to f1 then g3. Bishop e6 to trade bishops. Bishop b2 develops bishop. King h8 is a waiting move, though slightly passive. Rook a to prepare to protect f2 pawn after move away bishop and knight. Knight h5 plans to move to f4. Knight f1 plans to move to e3 or g3. Knight f4 makes pressure to white. Bishop c1 puts pressure at knight. Queen f6 supports the knight. Knight g3 develops knight. g5 launches kingside attack. Knight h to prevent black g5 pawn, to push to make a fork, and also defends g4 square. Queen g6 puts pressure at g4 square. Bishop e3 to trade bishop. d5 makes fork to play center attack. E takes d5. Bishop takes d5. Trades bishops. Knight f3 develops knight and block bishop. Rook d8 supports bishop. Rook d2 supports d-file. Trades, bishops, d takes, c4. f6 improves pawn structure. Knight e4 develops knight and block e5 pawn. Trade rooks. Queen takes rook. Rook attacks queen. Queen e3 put pressure at b6 pawn. f5 kicks knight. Knight g3 retreats. Knight d3 attacks rook and pushes to f4 to make a fork is coming. Rook d1 puts pressure at knight. f3 makes a fork and queen defends knight. Queen e4 to trade queens to solve pawn takes knight. King h7 defends queen. If white trades queens, then move king to center to help attacking white. Trade queens. Knight e4 to block e5 pawn. King f5 attack knight. Knight fd2 protects knight. Now black and white are still close. Knight back to c5 to put pressure at knight e4, but push h pawn is better. Rook e1 supports e4 square. Knight back to d3 kicks rook. Rook b2 escapes from knight. h5 defends g4 square. King f1 joins the game. Knight back to c5 puts pressure at e4 square. f3 support defends e4 and g4 squares. Rook d3 puts pressure at c3 pawn. King f2 to help defense. g4 to put more pressure. H takes g for check. H takes g4. Rook e1 is a mistake to allow black g3 check, then trade rooks to have a better positions. Rook h1 take open file will be the best. The best line is Rook h1, g3 check, King e2, Rook e3 check, King d1, trades knights, Rook trades knight. White and black are still close. Let's go back the game. g3 check. King e2. Rook e3 check. King d1. Trade rooks. Black's endgame is clearly better. King e6 gives knight a good square to move on. King d1. Knight e7 to move on f5 square. King e2. Knight f5. Knight g5 check. King e7. Knight back to e4 to block e5 pawn. King back to e6. Knight g5 check to repeat position. King changes to f6. Knight back to e for check. King e7. Knight takes c5 to trade knights. B takes knight. Knight e4 attack, c5 pawn, and block e5 pawn. b6 defends, c5 pawn. King d3 is a bad move to lose g2 pawn, and g3 pawn is very close to promote to queen. The best move should move king to f1 to defend g2 pawn. The best line is King f1. Knight d6. Knight g5. Knight f7. Knight h7, King e6. King e2. Black is still better, but white does not lose too fast. Let's go back the game. Knight h for attack, g2 pawn, but white is not able to defend it. b4. Knight takes g2. B takes c5. B takes c5. Knight takes c5. Knight e3 attacks c4 pawn, and g3 pawn is coming to a queen. King e2 defends g1 square. Knight takes c4. Gukesh resigns. Thanks for watching Chess Mind. See you next time.